This was obviously a stretch that we could all look at very easily and say, okay, this is pretty big here with Wake, NC State, at Clemson. It's obviously the three best teams in the division. There they are.
Yeah.
And I got to say, coming out of those three games, Florida State didn't play any better or worse than I expected. The performance was about what I expected. But obviously that NC State game really hurts because I thought that they were going to take one of the three. Yeah. And the way it played out, that was the game that they obviously had in their hands.
Irritating. And it's probably just going to keep on saying it all throughout the night, but just irritating. And some of it's, I don't think you can have all the excuses for Mike Norvell, but I don't think the play calling is really one of them because, Jordan Travis, you take ownership there. I mean, he had certain reads, and Mike Norvell is not going to say it, but he had certain shorter reads that he could have gone to. You just got to get the first down. I mean, you just got to get there. Back in that NC State game, you can go for the dagger there and try to go hit Micah Pittman, but the defensive back played really well on that ball and was coached well, and that's the outcome from it. And sadly, it's one that really ended up hurting you and costed you the game. But there was other things that you could have at least gotten closer and helped out Ryan Fitzgerald. I understand at that point in time, Florida State fans were not a fan of going Ryan Fitzgerald, and so was Mike Norvell. He really handcuffed him and was going on fourth down quite a bit, just knowing what he had previously seen from Ryan Fitzgerald's performances. But you still had chances to get closer. You could still take shots to the end zone once you had creeped them a bit more. But a lot of things I think the coaches are putting players in the right positions. It's just guys not making plays. And I go back to the Clemson game. The blitz call there was beautiful from Adam Fuller, going straight from Kevin Knowles over to DJ. Wide open sack. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get called any better than that right there. And you're looking at big time loss for Clemson, potential takeaway. That hurts you a lot. And for Wake Forest, you hurt yourself. Jordan Travis, doesn't have his best game, and then you have inconsistencies on defense, and you already knew that Wake Forest was going to score. And then on the offensive side, you couldn't find a rhythm there, and it took too long. You just waited too long. You waited till the second half to start scoring, and you put yourself into a hole after half, going into the half. It's just playing 4 quarters and also taking advantage of what the coaches are giving you, man. You got to execute, and that's something Derek McLennan, one of Florida State's biggest leaders on this team right now, told the media straight up that, guys, we've got to execute better. And I don't think there's a thing, though, Mark, where you go through these 3 losses. Those were 3 good teams that you faced, where you have those 3 losses. 3 straight losses could kill a team. That could really just say, you know what, that's it. That's a wrap. Derek McLennan told us that the biggest focus right now is for that bond to get even better between the team and inside that locker room, and make sure they continue to work. And not only just, he called out his team and also called out his coaches. He wants that bond to get even tighter after these losses. And we haven't seen that from Florida State and, since Jimbo's last year there. Even maybe before that, a lot of that started becoming really isolated, and a lot of guys that really just only cared about themselves. That's starting to turn a lot more to where they're once again, love each other. And so there's optimism for Florida State to make a really nice run here. And we'll see if that comes to fruition from what Derek McLendon told us after the game against Clemson on Saturday night.